Welcome to all of you. I am going to present the solutions for JEE main examination conducted on 2nd April 2017 as far as set C is concerned. Let's start off with the first question of set C, which is talking about a definite integral performed from pi by 4 to 3 pi by 4. We can rewrite that integral equivalent to half of integral of sec square x by 2 from pi by 4 to 3 pi by 4. This, when computed, will give you a value tan 3 pi by 8 minus tan pi by 8, which is going to match with 2, that is the option 4 of that particular set. In the next question, which is question number 32 of that set, we are given another integral in equals to integral of 10 to the power of mx dx. Using the reduction result for tan to the power of nx, in can be expressed as this quantity minus in minus 2. What that implies is, if you are substituting n equals to 6, I6 plus I4 will turn out to be tan to the power of 5x by 5 plus c. Therefore, the value of a is 1 by 5 and the value of b is 0. Option 4 then is the correct answer for this particular question. The third question, which is related to area in this particular set, is talking about region which lies on or below this line, interior part of this parabola. Again, region which satisfies y lesser than equal to 1 plus root x. The area is for this region, which is already shaded here. For computing this area, what we are going to do is, we are going to find out the area of this trapezium. From that, we are going to remove the area of this part and the area of this part. As far as area of the trapezium is concerned, it's going to match with this quantity. Let's remove the area of this part, which is going to match with integral from 0 to 2 x square by 4 dx, and finally this area has to be removed, which is going to be equivalent to integral from 0 to 1 upper curve, which is this, minus lower curve, which is this. This quantity, when computed, will turn out to be 5 by 2, and therefore the correct answer is the second option. Okay, the next question of that particular set, the question is talking about the box contains 15 green and 10 yellow balls. If 10 balls are randomly drawn one by one with replacement, then the variance of the number of green balls. Note that in this case, the value of n is 10, p is 3 by 5, q is 2 by 5, and therefore variance is going to match with n into p into q, that in this case will match with 12 by 5. Is the third option is the correct one. The next question is talking about differential equations, which is a kind of a linear differential equation. Note that that differential equation can be put in a form y dash plus cos x by 2 plus sin x into y equals to minus cos x. If we will compute the integrating factor for this differential equation, that will turn out to be 2 plus sin x, and therefore solution is going to be y into 2 plus sin x equals to integral of, note that we'll be having a quantity of 2 plus sin x over here also. We are going to integrate this quantity. Finally, we are going to get y into 2 plus sin x equals to minus sin x plus c. When x is 0, we are given that y is 1. That is going to give you c's value as 2. Therefore, y is 2 minus sin x by 2 plus sin x. What we need to compute is y of pi by 2. That is going to be equivalent to 1 by 3, which is the third option in this particular set. Question number 36 is talking about something related to complex numbers. We are given that there is a complex number w which satisfies this. Along with that, z square plus 3 is 0. If you utilize these two information simultaneously, we will find out that this complex number is nothing else but one of the cube roots of unity. Utilizing that, we can express that determinant equivalent to this much. That determinant, when computed, will turn out to be this much, that is minus 6 omega minus 3, which is equivalent to 3 times minus z. Therefore, k is equivalent to minus z. The correct answer is the third option. The 37th question is a question related to vectors. Vector A is given, vector B is given. We are further given that C is a vector which satisfies a certain relation, and magnitude of a vector product is given equivalent to 3. Again, the angle between C and A cross B is given to us. Note that utilizing that particular information, which is this, firstly what we need to do is we need to find out what is A cross B, and hence we need to compute the magnitude of this vector A cross B, which in this case will turn out to be 3, that into magnitude of vector C into sine of the angle between these two vectors, which is 30 degrees. This quantity should match by 3. What that implies is C's magnitude is 2. We are also given that magnitude of this vector is 3. What that implies is magnitude of C square plus magnitude of A square minus 2 A dot C is going to match with 9, and therefore the dot product that we are looking for, that is A dot C, is going to match with 2. Option 4 is the correct answer for this question. This set, that is question number 38, we have to find radius of a circle having minimum area which touches the curve y equals to 4 minus x square, that is an inverted parabola, and the lines y equals to mod x. Note that if you assume that radius is r, what that implies is root 2r plus r equals to 4. Therefore, r is going to match with 4 by root 2 plus 1. That is going to be equivalent to 4 into root 2 minus 1. Therefore, the first option is the correct one. Question number 39 is a question related to derivatives, where we are given a function which is tan inverse of 6x root x by 1 minus 9x cube. Note that we can also express this quantity as this much. What that implies is y is equivalent to 2 into tan inverse 3x into root x, and therefore dy by dx is going to match with 2 by 1 plus 9x cube, that into 3 into 3 by 2 into x to the power of 1 by 2. Clearly we can check that in this case the quantity g of x is going to match with 9 by 1 plus 9x cube. Option 3 then is the correct answer for this question. The next question is a problem related to probability. We are given that two different numbers are taken from the set 0, 1, 2, so on till 10. We are looking for the probability that their sum as well as absolute difference are both multiples of 3. Note that as far as favorable cases are concerned, the possibilities that we should take into account as far as those numbers are concerned are these. Sample space can be easily computed as 11C2. Out of those 11C2 possibilities, there are only 6 possibilities when the given condition or given statement is satisfied. The probability then is going to be 6 by 55, and therefore in this set option 3 is the correct answer. Next question is talking about a limit. Note that if we are taking pi minus 2x equals to 2t, that limit can be transformed as limit t tending to 0 tan of t into 1 minus cos of t divided by 8t cube. Utilizing that this limit is 1, this part is going to give you a value which is 1 by 16. The answer is going to be 1 by 16, which is the fourth option in this set. Question number 42 is a question related to sum involving different binomial coefficients. If you check that problem properly, you can separate out half the part and other half, and as far as the first part is concerned, which is this, the sum can be easily evaluated equivalent to 2 to the power of 21 minus 2 by 2. That is, we are considering expansion of 1 plus x to the power of 21, putting x 1 minus 1, and then combining those two in suitable possible way. As far as the second part is concerned, this sum is going to match with and therefore the required answer is going to be 2 to the power of 20 minus 2 to the power of 10, which is the second option of this set. Question number 43 again is related to a problem of probability. Initial information, exactly one of A or B, exactly one of B or C, exactly one of C or A occurs. Each of these probabilities matches with 1 by 4, and for simultaneous occurrence of all these three, probability is 1 by 16. Using the first three information, we can compute that P of A plus P of B plus P of C minus P A intersection B minus P of B intersection C minus P of A intersection C. This quantity matches with half of 3 by 4, that is 3 by 8. Therefore, probability of occurrence of at least one of the events is going to match with 3 by 8 plus 1 by 16, which is equivalent to 7 by 16. Therefore, option 4 is the correct answer for this question. Let's start up with the next question, which is question number 44. We have a vertical tower AB with its end A on the level ground, C is the midpoint for AB, P is a point on the ground such that AP is equal to 2AB. We are given that angle BPC is beta. We are looking for tan beta. Utilizing the diagram, we can write tan beta equals to tan of alpha minus gamma, that is tan alpha minus tan gamma by 1 plus tan alpha into tan gamma. Note that tan alpha can be substituted equivalent to 1 by 2. Tan gamma is 1 by 4. Required value then is going to be 2 by 9, which is the first option of this set. Question number 45 is related to ellipse. Eccentricity of the ellipse is given equivalent to 1 by 2. Also, one of its direct lines given x equals to minus 4, that is going to give a's value as 2. Using b square equals to a square into 1 minus e square, b square will turn out to be 3, and therefore what we are looking for is the normal to the ellipse at 1 comma 3 by 2. Its equation is going to be this much, which is equivalent to 4x minus 2y equals to 1. Correct answer is option number 4. Number 46, for a positive integer n, there is a certain equation given, and it is also given that that equation has two consecutive integral solutions. Note that when we will simplify that equation, it will turn out to be nx square plus n square x plus n into n square minus 1 by 3 minus 10n equals to 0. For that, let us suppose that roots are k and k plus 1. We then are going to be sum 2k plus 1 equals to negative ratio of coefficient of x and x square. Similarly, we are going to get one equation for the product of roots. From those two equations, eliminating k is going to give n square minus 31 by 3 equals to n square minus 1 by 4. This equation then gives n as 11, which is the second option in that particular set. 47 number question, what we are going to use is that truth table that is going to give clearly the answer, which is option number 3. That statement is a tautology. as far as 48th question is concerned, the normal to a curve, that curve is at the point where the curve intersects the y-axis. Clearly x equals to 0 gives y equals to 1. Also, if you are differentiating this, and putting x equals to 0, that is going to give y dash's value as minus. In fact, if we will compute y dash at that point, will turn out to be 1, and therefore slope of normal is minus 1. The equation of normal will then turn out to be x plus y equals to 1, which clearly passes to the point 1 by 2. 1 by 2. Option 4 then is going to be the correct answer for this question. 49th question, for any three positive real numbers a, b and c, certain equation is given. The given equation is this much. Note that multiplying both the sides with 2 and collecting the terms properly, we will be able to convert this entire equation in a form which is 15a minus 3b whole square plus 3b minus 5c whole square plus 5c minus 15a whole square equals to 0. Since three perfect squares are adding up to give a result which is 0, the only possibility is that each of those perfect squares has to be individually 0. Therefore 15a equals to 3b equals to 5c. What that implies is we can take a equals to k, b equals to 5k and c equals to 3k. We can then easily check that b, c, a are in AP, which is the fourth option given in this set. Question number 50 is talking about the image of the point 1, minus 2, 3 in a certain plane measured along some line parallel to some line equivalent to q. The distance pq is what we are looking for. Note that we can write a line through 1, minus 2, 3 parallel to the given line equivalent to x minus 1 by 1 equals to y plus 2 by 4 equals to z minus 3 by 5. Any point on this line can be taken as k plus 1, 4k minus 2, 5k plus 3. For this point to lie in the given plane, we will have 2 into k plus 1 plus 3 into 4k minus 2 minus 4 into 5k plus 3 plus 22 equals to 0. That then is going to give k's value equivalent to 1. Therefore, this point is going to be this much. Note that this point is lying on the plane. We already know that this point is P. The midpoint of P and Q should match with this point. Therefore, Q can be computed as 3, 6 and 13. The distance PQ then can be computed as root over 168 or 2 root over 42, which is the fourth option in this particular set. Next question, a trigonometrical equation is given and we are looking for the value of cos 4x. Note that if we will assume that cos square x is t, that is going to transform that given equation to 5 times 1 minus t by t minus t equals to 2 into 2t minus 1 plus 9. Solving this equation, we will be getting t's value as 1 by 3, and therefore cos 2x, which is 2 cos square x minus 1, will turn out to be minus 1 by 3, and therefore cos 4x will turn out to be minus 7 by 9, in which case option 2 is the correct answer for this question. Question number 52 is talking about a quadratic function is given, a plus b plus c is 3, and another relation is given. We are looking for a summation value. Utilizing that relation, f of x plus y equals to fx plus fy plus xy, we will be able to find out that a is turning out to be half, c is 0, and since a plus b plus c is 3, b will turn out to be 5 by 2. Therefore f of x is going to be equivalent to x square plus 5x by 2 sigma n equals to 1 to 10 f of n, that is n square plus 5n by 2, then is going to match with half of this quantity. This one computed will turn out to be 330, which is the third option in this set. Question number 53 is a question from 3-dimensional geometry. We are looking for distance of a point 1, 3, minus 7 from a plane which passes through 1, minus 1, minus 1, and to which the normal is perpendicular to two given lines. For the first line, direction ratios are 1, minus 2, 3. For the second line, direction ratios are 2, minus 1, minus 1. So for that normal to the plane, direction ratios can be computed to be equivalent to 5, 7 and 3. And therefore the equation of that plane is going to be 5x plus 7y plus 3z plus 5 equals to 0. If we are computing the distance of this plane from 1, 3, minus 7, that distance will turn out to be equivalent to this much. That quantity is going to be equivalent to 10 by root over 83, which is the fourth option in this set. 54th question, we are given that S is the set of distinct values of B for which the given system of linear equations has no solution. We are looking for what kind of a set that S is. Clearly, by observing the given equations, B equals to 1 and A equals to 1 is making that system inconsistent, that is, we are not going to have any solution. For any other value of B which is not 1, we are going to have solution. Therefore, that set is a singleton. Option 2 then is going to be the correct answer for this question. Question number 55, a question from matrices. A matrix of order 2 by 2 is given to us. Utilizing this matrix, if we will compute the matrix 3a square plus 12a. That matrix will turn out to be this much. And therefore its adjoint is going to match with this matrix. Option 4 is the correct answer for this question. 56th question, connected to hyperbola which passes through the point root 2 comma root 3, foci given at plus minus 2 comma 0. Tangent to this hyperbola at P passes through which of the given points? Utilizing the property that the difference of focal distances of a point on a hyperbola is going to match with transverse axis, what we have to do is we have to find the distance of root 2 comma 3 from each of the foci. Their absolute difference is going to give the value of 2a, and therefore from this what we will find that a is turning out to be 1. Also note that since a is 2, e is going to match with 2, therefore b square equals to a square into e square minus 1, that is 3, in which case the equation of that hyperbola is 3x square minus y square equals to 3. What that implies is equation of tangent at root 2 comma root 3 is going to be 3 root 2x minus root 3y equals to 3, which clearly passes through the point 2 root 2 comma 3 root 3. Option 4 is then going to be the correct answer for this question. 57th question, we are given that k is an integer and area of a triangle with vertices in terms of k is 28 square units. From that area point, we can compute k's value to be 2, and therefore the altitudes are going to be x equals to 2 and 2y equals to x minus 1. Solving these two simultaneously, we will get the orthocenter equivalent to 2 comma 1 by 2, which is option number 2. 58th question, again we are given that 20 meters of wire is available for fencing of a flower bed in the shape of a circular sector. Utilizing that perimeter part, we can write r theta plus 2r equals to 20, and since we know that area is half r square theta, theta can be replaced by this quantity, therefore if you are cancelling off a factor of r, you are going to get some 10r minus r square as area as a function of r. If you are using that, dA by dr is 0, will give the value of r as 5, and therefore the max possible area is 25, which is option 1. 59th question, again a function from the set of real numbers to the closed interval minus half to plus half is defined. F of x is x by 1 plus x square. It's an odd function. Also, if we will compute f dash x, will turn out to be this much. It's becoming 0 when x is plus minus 1. Since we are getting points of maxima and minima, clearly that function is going to be a non-injective function. Also at x equals to minus 1, f of minus 1 is 1 minus 1 by 2, and at x equals to 1, f of 1 is plus 1 by 2. That minimum value is minus half, maximum value is plus half. Range is matching with the codomain which is given, therefore the function is going to be surjective. Surjective but not injective, therefore option 1 is the correct answer. The 60th question of this set, we are talking about a question related to permutations and combinations. A man X has 7 friends, certain ladies and men. His wife Y also has 7 friends, certain ladies and men. No common friends. We are looking for total number of ways in which they can throw a party inviting 3 ladies and 3 men, so that 3 friends of each of X and Y are there in the party. That number is going to match with taking all the possibilities into account. 4C3 into 4C3 plus 4C2 into 3C1 into 3C1 into 4C2 plus 4C1 into 3C2 into 3C2 into 4C1 plus 3C3 into 3C3. That number is going to match with 485. Therefore, option 3 is the correct answer for this question. Okay, as far as a brief analysis of the paper is concerned, the maths section of JEE Main 2017 compared to last year, I will not say was difficult, but rather I will say that was a little bit lengthier. It's slightly lengthier, and therefore that part is making the paper moderately difficult. If I will break up that section, there were some 14-15 questions that were easily manageable. 10 to 12 questions were from moderate difficulty level, and there were some 3 to 4 questions which were, I will not say were difficult, rather I will say they were calculation intensive. So overall, the level of difficulty is moderately difficult, but even for a good student, I can say that if someone is giving, let's say, 75 minutes and attempting somewhere 20-21 questions, that is going to be a decent attempt. And if some student maintains this much attempt with some 85% accuracies, she is going to end up getting a decent score in this section.